Ontario doesn't have a revenue problem. Ontario has a spending problem. And let's put it in perspective that most people will understand. We have $14.5 billion of a deficit. That means we spend more money, $14.5 billion more than what we actually bring in. Here's what it means for the average person. $432 per second is what Ontario is spending more than what they bring in. So if you're walking down the street and you see a $100 bill on the ground and you bend down to pick it up, it actually costs you $350 to bend down and pick up that $100 bill. That's what Ontario is spending.
I don't know if I put that answer down on a final exam at university, but okay. But your sense, are we going to be making progress then on this? Again, your government's hallmark has been fiscal accountability, performance, reducing the cost of government, and to reduce the legacy for subsequent generations.
A lot of what we have been doing with the line-by-line audit and the changes that we're making now is going to be cross-ministry. Now, with the Ministry of Community and Social Services, for example, they're actually taking in 5 different ministries on how they're going to be doing things with social services moving forward. Housing is a great example. We have hundreds of thousands of people right now, about 1 in 14 who are underhoused. That means that the property that they're in is too small, or they're not in a house or an apartment at all. We're changing how we're going to be doing housing moving forward. That will reduce the number of people who are homeless. That also will then affect their health. Because if you have proper food, if you're living in a safe environment, you're less likely to get sick, you're less likely to go to the hospital. So it's all of those efficiencies working together, and that's where we'll see the biggest savings.
Any risk? Some of your predecessor governments, for example, downshifted, or the roads, for example, made the municipality. Do you see any aspects of these portfolios being trickling down to municipalities, like housing, like some other things, to say, well, we're not going to do it at the provincial level. Municipality, you want to create inventory, you raise the taxes, you operate the housing infrastructure, and we'll get out of that business, if I could say it that way. Any sense of that?
I don't see us heading in that direction, because what we recognize, what Vic Fideli, our Minister of Finance, and Peter Bethlen-Falvey, our President of the Treasury Board, recognize is that there is only one taxpayer. So when Ontario takes something and moves it down to the municipality, it actually becomes more expensive at the municipal level. Municipalities have to raise more taxes at a higher amount because they can't borrow at the same level as what the province can. It's not an effective way of doing things as you move forward.